Good afternoon. This is Lauren Muncher, Park Naturalist at Oak Mountain State Park. I am up at our Peavine parking lot at our Peavine Pavilion. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about our park's history with the CCC, which is the Civilian Conservation Corps that was established in the 1930s as part of FDR's New Deal to give single young men a job during the hard times. So I want to go over a little bit kind of what we're looking at. So this was an original pavilion built here in the park, the first structure built in the park. It was for recreational use. All the stone you see here was actually quarried here in the state park property. So all this came from here, which is awesome. This is all original rock work. Some of the wood over time was decaying, and so some of that has been replaced. But there actually is still some of the original wood that survived time still in place here. So we have a fireplace here, got another fireplace over on this side. You actually can use this pavilion now, even this day, to hang out with your family and have picnics and really get in touch with the historical part of Oak Mountain State Park. So this was all done mostly by hand. They did have, some modern tools and technology to help them, but for the most part, this was laid by hand by America's young men. So it was a fascinating part of our history. All of our state parks really started kind of coming into life in the 1930s. Now, not every state park started in the 30s, but that's kind of where the idea originated, was in that time frame. So Chehaw State Park, which Mandy Pearson, I'm sure, will be discussing a little bit of this with you guys, was the first state park, and has a super rich CCC history as well. She does a phenomenal program, so be sure to check that out. Oak Mountain is another one, though, obviously, as I'm here. But we have a lot of our original structures, like some of our staff housing is our CCC cabins. Some of our pavilions, so like this one here. We also have a lot of our bridges and culverts are still original CCC era buildings. So again, the CCC was just amazing. They did a lot of awesome work and really built the foundations, quite literally, for our recreation and educational spaces that are state parks today. So here at Oak Mountain, the original CCC company, Company 487, is the one that built most of Oak Mountain State Park and eventually actually moved on to Yosemite National Park and built parts of Yosemite National Park. So the same hands that built this pavilion also helped build that national park, which I think is really cool. So anyway, we'll get more on our CCC history. I'll be adding some pictures and some more stories later. So stay tuned, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful, healthy day from Oak Mountain State Park.